It's coming up to probably close to 30 years since detention has been in place. We've only seen the abuses intensify and get more punitive as time goes on. It's important to remember that there was a time where immigration detention didn't exist. We actually don't need to have immigration detention. Immigration detention does not exist for the purpose of responding to people arriving seeking asylum. Detention doesn't exist to manage refugees. It's nothing to do with what's required to manage refugee policy. Immigration detention and these border force policies exist purely for the domestic political consumption. That is the reason these systems exist. People seeking asylum, people coming as refugees are subjected to it. They're the ones that have to endure it. They're the ones that are abused by it. But make no mistake, it exists for the consumption of the Australian public. What this is about silencing people in detention who oppose these harsh policies and expose the abuses of the Immigration Department and of Border Force. Prior to phones being available in detention, it was almost impossible to be able to get a voice directly from people in detention. This detention system is one that has prevented people from communicating to people of the outside world altogether. Back in the days under Howard, people were reporting that once every 6 months they might have been lucky to get onto a phone and actually be able to talk to people, call a lawyer and get advice on navigating this legal system, to be able to contact family, to let them know they'd arrived safely. When given the power to do so, the government and the Immigration Department have demonstrated that they will do everything to silence people in detention and keep them invisible. That is why we're opposing this bill and the amendments to it, and opposing any efforts to allow Border Force to confiscate these devices. We don't continue campaigning because of our vision being that people held in these prisons can have phones. Our vision is for the end to these detention, for the end of turnbacks, and to the end of Border Force. Border Force only exists for the whole purpose of trying to deter people from seeking asylum and undercutting their right to be able to seek asylum here. People should be allowed to come to Australia to seek asylum. They should be allowed to live in the community while their claims are being processed, and they should be granted permanent protection when they've been found to be refugees. This isn't just about refugees. This is about creating a fairer and safer society for all, and there is no way for us to get there if we leave people behind.